Straight ahead here on KION News at 5:30. After negotiating for months, Salinas Valley Health and Anthem Blue Cross reached an agreement. How the plan benefits members for the months of trying to work one out. And it's goodbye for Assistant Chief Martinez with the Salinas Police Department. A look at his contribution as he celebrates retirement. And we had a sunny day here on the Central Coast. How are we looking for the rest of your work week? Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca will have your full forecast straight ahead. And eucalyptus trees are being chopped down in Soledad. Why a city manager says these non-native trees are also in the way for much bigger plans the city has in store. KION News at 5:30 starts now.
KION News Channel 46 starts now with breaking news.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight here for KION News at 5:30. I'm Veronica Macias. We do start with breaking news tonight out of Salinas. After months of negotiating, Salinas Valley Health and Anthem Blue Cross have now reached a multi-year agreement today. KION's Austin Castro live for us tonight outside of Salinas Valley Health. And Austin, the question here is, what does this deal now mean for so many patients who have Anthem Blue Cross?
Well, Veronica, certainly a big deal for the thousands of patients. And with this new 4-year agreement, it ensures that those with Anthem Blue Cross will continue to have in-network access to Salinas Valley Health facilities. Now, according to Salinas Valley Health, this new contract aligns reimbursement rates with improved health outcomes and quality of care indicators. The previous agreement between the two parties expired on August 1st of this year. Since then, Salinas Valley Health was covering in-network costs after the previous contract expired and committed to doing so until the end of the year if no agreement was reached by then. However, with the new agreement now in place, Salinas Valley Health President and CEO Pete Delgado says in part, quote, "Our leadership team as well as our counterparts at Anthem worked hard to reach an agreement that serves our patients and community. We believe we have negotiated a contract that allows us to continue to deliver quality health care for the residents of Monterey County while also improving reimbursement for that care," end quote. Now, Beth Anderson, president of Anthem Blue Cross, adds that this deal represents a win-win for both consumers and employers. The new contract does apply to individual and employer-sponsored health plans and is retroactive to August 31st of 2023. Reporting in Salinas, Austin Castro, KION News Channel 46.
Thank you, Austin. We also know roughly 11,000 patients with Anthem Blue Cross depend on Salinas Valley Health for their coverage here on the Central Coast. You probably already know this, have been shopping online. Today is Cyber Monday, and this holiday is expected to shatter spending records. 12 billion people are expected to be shopping online today, according to an Adobe Analytics report. It's also a 6% increase compared to last year. Shoppers here on the Central Coast say they are taking advantage of the sales because who doesn't like a good deal?
I love looking for those sales online. I actually bought sales online and then planned to pick them up in the mall here today so that I could get the cyber sales and still get to actually see my stuff in person.
Good idea. According to CBS, companies like Amazon, they're busy right now, and for that reason, they're using artificial intelligence to offer customers even faster deliveries. Tonight, we're learning a shooting in Salinas last night resulted in one man being shot along Williams Road. Now, he's expected to be okay after being shot in the hand outside of the Nopal Market on Sunday night. Two men were in a verbal argument. One of them pulled out a weapon and started shooting, according to police. The suspect, he managed to get away after firing 7 times. Now, police say things could have been so much worse here, and they're still searching for that suspect tonight. Celebrations now in order for Salinas Police Assistant Chief Manuel Martinez, who's retiring. Martinez has been with the Salinas Police Department since 2017. Prior to joining the department, he was Chief of Police over in Daly City from 2009 to 2017. Martinez also served in the U.S. Army before joining the San Jose Police Department back in 1982. Meanwhile, the Salinas Police Department tells us that they're going to be opening up his position soon for all the applicants who are interested. Congratulations to Assistant Chief Martinez. Tonight, several cities around the Central Coast complain about them, and now the city of Soledad is moving forward with removing eucalyptus trees from a local park. KION's Zania Romero explains how much Soledad here has plans for the benefit of the safety of everyone who lives in Soledad with the removal of the trees.
Multiple eucalyptus trees are chopped down at Ramis Park in Soledad on Monday. The city saying the trees are a hazard to the community.
Eucalyptus trees are not a native species, they are an invasive species. They are very fire prone.
Not only are they fire prone, they are also a hazard when it gets windy, and Soledad is no stranger to gusty winds. Winds that could topple the sets of eucalyptus trees near a preschool.
In order to keep people safe from the windy situation, we decided that removing the trees was the best route.
Soledad initially had plans to place a ladder truck where the trees once stood. However, Valenzuela says the city jumped the gun on that and are still looking for places to house the ladder truck.
There is plans for the city of Soledad to receive a fire truck with a ladder that can reach up higher than the ones that we currently have. With that new fire truck, we will be able to build a little bit higher. So in order to house that fire truck, we will need an apparatus bay. We may build it in this location, we may build it in a different one.
People on Facebook, however, voicing their concerns on natural habitats for birds and butterflies on the trees and the shade it provided for people who visited the park. As of now, there are only 2 eucalyptus trees standing here at Ramis Park in Soledad. I talked to some construction workers who tell me they are expected to get the job done today. Now, I asked the mayor of Soledad if there will be any more tree removals in the area, but none are confirmed at this time. Reporting in Soledad, Zania Romero, KION News Channel 46.
It's true. The Monarchs do like the eucalyptus. The city, though, they say they've received $2 million in grants here from Senator Ana Caballero for that equipment, and the city is expected to receive that truck sometime next year. Taking a look at weather tonight, Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca. Nice and sunny out there, not windy at all.
No, not too bad today. We had a little bit of a breeze. That's about it. We were watching for some potential wind this week, although with this weather system coming in, I'm not expecting anything major, so that's some good news for folks out there. Let's take a look at some temperatures right now. Here's what we are seeing across the region. Right now, low 60s, Salinas and Monterey, but 50s this hour, Santa Cruz and Wattsville, so starting to cool off late this evening. As the sun has set now almost an hour ago, about 45 minutes ago. So again, as we get into these late fall, early winter months, we don't have a lot of daylight to work with. Temperatures will dip into the 40s for most coastal cities overnight, maybe even into the upper 30s in a few spots, and certainly colder inland. Conditions are dry for now. That is going to change later on this week as we watch this weather system begin to make its approach from the northwest. It is certainly swirling out there, and oftentimes you see a big swirl like that and you expect a lot of wind and rain. And we'll talk about what that's going to mean for your forecast coming up.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Dan.
You bet.
Emergency alert testing in Monterey County started this morning. The county started internal testing for county employees, Moss Landing, Harbor, and certain CSUMB staff. They received the alert today. Tomorrow, though, that alert and warning, the exercises, they will go public. People in San Ardo and Carmel Valley should expect that reverse 911 text message starting at 10 a.m. The alerts continue Thursday for Pajaro and then Thursday for December 7th for the city of Monterey. Carmel Valley, Pajaro, and Monterey should expect reverse 911 calls as well. 4 environmental groups are suing the National Park Service to stop replanting trees that were damaged by multiple wildfires in California. It started out as a lawsuit, though, that was filed by only 3 groups back in September. It's all in an effort to stop the Park Service from cutting trees at Sequoia and Kings Canyon. National parks in California, as we know, they're gorgeous, yet Park Service officials, they wanted to cut and burn trees to reduce fuel for future fires. Now, the plaintiffs say interfering with the ecosystem is a violation of the 1996 Wilderness Act. NPS, meanwhile, says it's concerned wildfires in 2020 and 2021 killed too many trees for the forest to be able to regenerate on its own. Over on Capitol Hill, the White House now has confirmed Israel and Hamas have agreed to extend the ceasefire for another 2 days. Nicole Sanga has the latest tonight from Capitol Hill.
8-year-old Ella El-Kayam and her 15-year-old sister Daphna embraced their mother Sunday for the first time since Hamas took them captive 51 days ago and killed their father. But Israel says another recently released hostage, 84-year-old Elma Evraham, is in critical condition after being deprived of her medicine for 7 weeks.
Right now, she's struggling for her life.
Hamas also released 4-year-old American-Israeli girl Abigail Moradon, whose parents were also killed in the October 7th attacks.
I don't know if she knows that she had no more father and mother.
The White House says it welcomes the 2-day extension of the humanitarian pause in Gaza, in which Hamas has agreed to release another 20 women and children.
We would, of course, hope to see the pause extended further, and that will depend upon Hamas continuing to release hostages.
In the West Bank, Palestinians cheered as Palestinian prisoners returned home. As part of the ceasefire deal, Israel has released more than 100 Palestinian women and teenagers detained in Israeli jails before the war started. The truce has enabled the United Nations to deliver more desperately needed food, water, and medicine to Gaza, although officials say it is still not even close to the amount of humanitarian aid needed in the war-torn territory. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the White House.
And the White House believes that 8 to 9 U.S. citizens are among the hostages still being held in Gaza. Mourners have now gathered at the Carter Library and Museum in Atlanta to remember former First Lady Rosalynn Carter. The remembrance came on the first of 3 days of tributes and memorial ceremonies for the former First Lady, who passed away last week at the age of 96. Past and present members of the Carter Secret Service detail carried the flower-draped casket as it left a medical center near Plains, Georgia. Employees at the Carter Center remembered the former First Lady for her kindness and generosity that she showed to others.
When asked what she wanted to be remembered for, she said, "I would like to think that people understood that I took advantage of the opportunities that I was given, and I did the best that I could." And I have to say, Mrs. Carter did more than that.
Former President Jimmy Carter, who is currently at home in hospice care, is expected to attend his wife's services on Tuesday in Atlanta. Still ahead, are you feeling a little down this time of year? How to avoid seasonal affective disorder? What exactly is it? Plus, holiday travel and shopping numbers were broken. Records were broken this weekend. We have the latest on how many Americans traveled and shopped as well. Right now, though, taking a live look from our Mount Toro camera in Salinas. We're going to have a full look at weather when we return, so stay with us right here on KION News at 5:30.